Hey guys, this is Garden Girl Laura Craig, and today is another Seeing Double video for Two Peas in a Bucket. And as I typically do, I'm going to be making a 12 by 12 page and a card. You can see there, they're very bright and bold and just a lot of fun. And I pre-pulled all my products today, and I thought I'd just quickly kind of go over them with you guys so you could see where my, headset was when I got started. And basically, all of it revolves around this creative kit, and it's by Pink Paisy called K-Kid. You can see there, it's got 373 pieces, as it says. It was a really great deal, and I'm glad I bought it. And actually, these sunglasses there, or glasses there, and mustache are basically what inspired the entire layout. As soon as I saw those, I knew that my kids would love to put them on and take pictures. So my oldest was around, and he got right into it. He's just such a goofy, fun boy, and I thought it kind of was just perfect for him. So definitely staged, whatever you want to call them, pictures, but so much fun, and I just thought I could do a layout of just about how much of a joy and a light he is. And yeah, he really enjoyed doing it, so wasn't exactly forced. And those are the kind of the chipboard embellishments that come with them. There's these clear stickers. Sorry, these all come in this creative kit. Um, and then a 12 by 12 sticker sheet, which I don't think I ended up using actually, but I will definitely use that again because I adore the font, and the stickers are great. There's all these papers that it comes with. I really liked that one that I very first pointed to. It's got Rockstar on the bottom, and it's kind of a chevron paper that I just thought was really nice, and so that's what I'm going to use as the base of my layout. This is the ephemera pack that it comes with it. I was shocked at how much comes in that little pack. It's a great deal. There's 92 pieces, I think it says. Anyhow, I loved it. These are the brand new Silent Night brads from October Afternoon. Yes, they're Christmas themed, but there's definitely some in there that aren't. So I'll be using a couple of those today. And I thought I was going to use these little cork kind of arrowheads because they match there, and I thought it would be really cool to kind of mix them up from one in each and kind of alternate them. Didn't find space on this layout, but I'll definitely keep that idea for down the road. These are some Doodlebug washi tapes. I actually have them all. I'm a bit obsessed with them. And a Bella Boulevard washi tape. And I thought I was going to do some stamping on this page, and so I pulled out some American Craft Zing powders. Didn't in the end do stamping, but that's why I have those there. This was the stamp that I thought I would use by Hero Arts, kind of like a coffee ring type one. And then that one, which is just a really cool, like, blur. I don't really know how to describe it, but again, I didn't get to use it. Tim Holtz paper clips, and then something I used on my page and my card. These are from Two Peas, and they're wood veneers. This is the card sentiments, and obviously as a card maker, I just adore them. They're just perfect, and I managed to incorporate one on my page and my card today. They're really nice thin wood veneer, and I love them to bits. And this is really hard to see what I'm showing you there, but it's actually a piece of vinyl from my Silhouette machine that I cut with some of the cut files from the Two Peas store, so I'm just going to pull it back so you can see. I love using my vinyl on my pages like that. It cuts really smoothly and beautifully, and honestly, I bought all this vinyl and I just haven't really found myself using it for anything else, so it works great on my pages, and that's why I tend to use it a lot. So that was that paper that I said I love that I'm going to use pretty much as the base of my page. And then these other two, I actually just want to use little end bits of them. I want a little bit of that stripe paper to show through because I'm going to pull all the colors from my page from it. And then on the left side there, the very last sheet of paper has like stitching, faux stitching lines between two different sheets, and I just really liked the look of that. So I just wanted that little strip to kind of go on the end there, just for a fun detail on the page. And so I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive down the side so I can adhere those. It's easier in this case since the strips are so thin just to add it to the page instead of trying to get it on the back of the strips. And I know this page is going to be quite bright and busy, so I want to leave a white section just to kind of let your eye have a resting spot. So like that upper left corner is going to stay fairly white, just because I know, like I say, this page is going to be really just colorful and bold and fun. So I've decided to start with these pictures. In the end, I end up adding one more, but those are the ones I started with, and I want to have my journaling on the bottom and my title on the top of the page. And then to bring a bunch of color into this page, I have these washi tape, and I thought I would just do little pieces like you can see and just do a complete border around that side. I'll still keep the middle section of it white, but I just really wanted to have this colorful, fun border around here, and I won't bore you by showing all of it. I'm just gonna do the first couple snips here. And the washi tape is a little thick for what I wanted, so I'm just kind of folding over the edges to get it down to a size that is more manageable for this page. I also take the green washi tape. I don't show it on the camera, but I run it down um, on the left side. There you can see right there, just a big strip of it down there. I felt the page needed a little bit more color, and it kind of ties the washi tape in with the pattern papers. And this is the point where I realized I really want to add that other picture in here. Like I say, I know my journaling go at the bottom, my title on the top, but I was really kind of not sure what to go on that side, so the picture just fills the space well. Now this is something that I've printed on some craft cardstock. It's 2Ps cut digital files, sorry, not cut files, although I use those too, but digital 3x4 cards, and they're really well with Project Life and cards and stuff, but I wanted to use it on this page. I thought Like a Boss was just kind of a silly thing that probably my son would say, and I wanted to have just kind of a nice neutral color because, as I said, this page is really kind of bold and colorful, as you can see with all the washi tape. So right now I just kind of need to fiddle things around to find out the exact spot where I want things to stay. I have that one photograph on an angle, so I want to make sure I keep the other ones straight just to kind of balance the off center of the other elements. I wanted to have some of them just nice, perfectly straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and at this point run my page through my sewing machine and use those colored threads. I think I ended up using the green. And I just did a perimeter stitch through the entire page, also around that little wood veneer. It runs through the machine just like butter. I didn't have to worry about it at all. And then I'm just adhering it with some glue dots. And right there I wanted to cover up kind of that intersection of all the pieces. It was just looking too busy, so by covering it up it just looks a lot cleaner. So the one problem that I find with the vinyl is I know they sell like a transfer tape, and I haven't bought that. It probably would have made this whole process easier. Although I'm not sure if it would work on paper. Maybe one of you guys can let me know. I know that's what people used to get it on the wall without having to do what you're seeing me do here and just really struggling with it. This is a very kind of fiddly word. Normally when it's like I use a bigger, bolder word and it comes off much easier, but this one, because it's so fiddly, as you can see, it's a lot harder to get down, but I get it down and it just looked fabulous. I love using them on my pages. Nice and smooth, and it's just a matter here, I'm trying to get it to fit down without wrinkling the vinyl. You can see there's like a little piece stuck to my thumb and all those middle sections, so they're all over my fingers at this point. But it looks really good, and I know, I remember that I had also cut out this big B, which, as you can see, comes off much easier and is much easier to put down on the page because it's a lot more bold of a cut file. So trying to figure out placement, I end up putting it over here because at this point I decided that I want to add a couple other words probably to the title, so it's not just Be Awesome, but be some other things. I remember seeing on the back of the ephemera pack that there was words, and I'm hoping that they're going to fit in at this point. So I'm just kind of going on a hope and a prayer, and I figure if those words don't fit, I'll add some thickers or something else to finish off the title. So as I said, I think there's like 92 pieces in this pack, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was even more, although 92 is a very specific number, so it's probably what there is. But I just felt like it kept going. There's so many vellum pieces and die cuts and you name it, it's all in there. So I thought this Fabulous and Cool would work. They're both vellum, and I love the title there, kind of the 3 different colors, so Be Fabulous, Awesome, and Cool. It worked really well. I was very happy with that. I thought I'd incorporate that little smile card on the page, so I just kind of put it there for the moment, but then it's just a bit too busy, so I pull it off. There are also in here lots of little pieces like stars and buttons, and so I'm going to grab this little paper button. I have to poke out the center of it there, and just add a couple of them to the page. I usually like to, as finishing touches on my page, add enamel dots and buttons, and this time I'm just going to use some paper buttons instead, and as well as a couple of the Silent Night brads that I talked about earlier. I also was hoping to incorporate the sunglasses and mustache back on this page just as embellishments because I used them in the photographs. I thought it would look really nice together. So I put the sunglasses up there and I thought I'd fit the mustache somewhere else. It ends up not really working on the page. It just feels too busy with that element there, so I pull it off. And in the end, I use it actually on my card. So right there, I just kind of decided I thought it would work down there, and I shift it, and the glasses I thought I would try somewhere else, but they really adhered to my picture, so I decided, nope, they're just going to stay exactly where they were. It wasn't bad to begin with, I just wanted to test somewhere else, but they stuck to these photographs. And that's where my journaling is going to go. I usually have it pre-printed, but my printer was acting up, so I'm going to have to add that later on the page. And I'm poking out the little centers of these vellum words, and I will adhere those just with glue dots in the end. You can see through a teeny tiny bit if you're looking close and paying attention, but really I think it was the best way to adhere them. I didn't want to sew through them or staple them or anything, so it was just a nice clean way to add them to the page. So I'm going to pull out a couple of those Silent Night, Brad's ones that are not Christmas themed, and just a nice bit of texture to the page and dimension. And here I'm adding some of these buttons again from the chipboard set. The paper ones I liked them, but I wasn't entirely sold on them, and I just thought the chipboard ones add a bit of dimension, so I end up sticking those ones down. And of course my enamel dots, which I tend to use on absolutely everything these days. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? Okay, so I have my paper piercer here, and I'm just going to poke the holes through for the brads to go through. I usually do that for my pages. If I'm putting brads on cards and I don't want the prongs to go through, I actually just snip the prongs off and adhere them with a glue dot. I do that a lot. That way I don't have to worry about it adding that just layer of dimension to the card. That extra layer, of course, their dimension because they're brads. So all it takes is a couple glue dots on this. I think I only add 3 or so just because I know it's going to hold it down, and that way it only shows through in the few tiny spots. But really it actually looks pretty good. So at this point I'm calling it done with my page, and I think it's time to move on to my card. I do go back and add a couple elements to the page afterwards because I can never leave well enough alone, but at this point I'm moving on to the card, and this is a leftover strip from my page, and I'm just gonna, it's already the size that it was, it just doesn't fill the card perfectly. It leaves 2 white spaces on the end, and I'm okay with that. Just glue it down and probably machine sew it at this point is what I'm thinking. And again, I never mind that there's the white on either sides. It's actually worked out perfectly. I probably would have done that anyways if I'd had the paper at a bigger size, so I was really happy with that. I remember seeing in here there's this 3x4 card with the Hey Dude and the glasses, which just goes perfectly with the page because the page uses the glasses. And then I thought I'd try and combine it with wood veneer for a 2 parts kind of sentiment. So in the end I go with the Hey Dude and the Happy Birthday. With 3 boys, there's a never-ending run of birthday cards. I'm always in need of cards for boys, so that's what I've decided to make here. And I'm just going to trim down the card because I want to see a bit of the pattern paper above the top of it. I don't want it to kind of pull off the edge like that. So I'm just going to pull out my trimmer and haphazardly guess at what size I think I'm going to want it to be. I'm never one for measuring things if you guys watch. I just kind of cut where I think it's going to work, and usually 99% of the time it does. So just layer it a little like that. And then on that space where I just point with my finger is where I kind of hits me at that moment, well, maybe I can incorporate the mustache on this one. So I'm going and grabbing it, and I think it's going to work quite well, just kind of on the top section of that card lined up like that. And that way, I like the glasses and the mustache together. It looks kind of cute. And it's definitely something that, in this case, I end up putting the number 9 on it that a 9-year-old boy would find humorous. I'm going to start adhering it down because I'm fairly certain of the placement, at least of the top card. The wood veneer, I end up turning it at a bit of an angle just for added interest, but this one I know is going to go exactly right there, so I'm going to adhere it down and then run it through my sewing machine. And I believe I do orange thread around, just a little perimeter stitch around the Hey Dude card, and then a green zigzag stitch along the sides. And I'm still uncertain of the placement of that, so I don't sew it down yet. So there you can see the stitching that I did. And I liked the orange and the green. I always liked using colored thread if I can get to match the project. And I decide I'm going to turn it on a bit of an angle here. Just, it was feeling too linear. I like to switch things up and have things tilted if something's straight, I like to add something tilted to it and vice versa. I just find design-wise it's a little more interesting. And then I just added a quick zigzag stitch to the bottom of it just to have it match the feel of the rest of the card. And I'm going to go through this ephemera pack again and see what I can find in there. And I considered layering a mustache on it, but then I couldn't figure out how I was going to attach it, so I thought it'd be okay as it was. And then I was in here digging through for the 8 because my son's 8, but then it dawned on me that all of his friends are going to be turning 9, so I should probably pull out the 9. And I actually like that a lot better because the orange matches the orange stitching that I did on there. So I was definitely happy to add that. And then I figured a couple little stars and of course enamel dots would just be a great finishing touch for just a couple little embellishments. It didn't really need much because it's so, the sentiment is so involved with the two big pieces. It fills up a large portion of the card, so I really didn't need that many embellishments this time. I was going to just adhere that, but then I decided that may as well give it a pop of dimension with some adhesive foam and stick that on the card a little like that. And then for these little paper stars, just trying to find my tiniest glue dots that I have, just so I can adhere those on like that. I tend to hoard glue dots. I have them in every shape and size imaginable because I just find them so handy. And at this point, I'm done with my card. So I'm going to go get my page and pull it back out so you guys can see them together. And at this point, I had printed off the journaling for my page and I adhered it just by sewing it down in a couple little straight lines. I also went ahead and added, you can see the yellow paper clip to the side. I have those to everything, guys. I just love them. They're the ones that are exclusive to 2Ps. And as well, I added an additional star to the left side of the page. Just, I had it and I thought, why not? It kind of pulls in the other star. And so I am officially done with everything that I made today. And I had so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're inspired to use some bright, bold colors and wood veneers, which is kind of what this page was about, was using these beautiful veneers from 2Ps. They're thin, they're awesome, and I know they're definitely going to become a staple in my scrapbooking. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun with this seeing double. It came together just really easily. And yeah, I will catch you guys next time and have a great weekend.